Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. First of all, a sincere apology tonight with the audio. I don't know what happened throughout the fight. My voice was cutting out at times and cutting in, and some of the audio was being caught and some of the audio wasn't caught. Beside the point, I think I go back to what I said at the beginning of the fight. Deontay Wilder was nowhere the better boxer in this fight. Deontay Wilder probably wasn't the better defensive fighter in the fight. But I said to you all, and I kept saying it over and over again, for Luis Ortiz to be champion, he's going to have to take what Deontay Wilder's got. And, you know, he's going to take his lumps and his bumps. He's going to have to show heart. He's going to have to come through whatever Deontay throws. And you know what? He wasn't able to do it. Bottom line, he was unable to deal with that right hand at the end of the day. Ortiz looked good. He had opportunities where he hurt Wilder. Didn't jump on Wilder because he was aware of the power. And in the 10th round, what happened? He got hurt, got countered. He was the guy that, remember, how it all got set up that he got countered by a straight right hand. And, you know, again, the right hand found a home. I said, you could be winning a fight. And I said, Ortiz may have the skills to win the fight, but skills alone isn't enough. You've seen Deontay Wilder here. Once again, that right hand is a world-class right hand. World-class. I said he's the most devastating puncher in world boxing. And when he hits you, he knocks you out flat. And I expected him to flatten Ortiz. I didn't give Ortiz as much credit as I should have given him. But let's be honest, Deontay Wilder's boxing skills are not as good as Ortiz. But what a finish. What a finish. Did he look wild in that finish? You tell me. That's pretty brutal. And for me, I still think Deontay Wilder is the best heavyweight in the world. I've said it. I think he was a better fighter, better than Anthony Joshua. Would Joshua and his team fought Luis Ortiz? We know they would not have fought Luis Ortiz because there was opportunity to fight Luis Ortiz. They didn't fight Luis Ortiz. Bottom line is, say what you want about Deontay Wilder. I'm backing this guy. This guy has shown he's got a chin. He took a big bombs from Luis Ortiz, who is, whatever you want to say, a big puncher, one of the biggest punchers in heavyweight boxing. Wilder took the shot. Yes, he was hurt. But of course, you're going to get hurt by a guy like Luis Ortiz. But as Naz Hamid would say, I took his shots, but who could he take mine? And at the end of the day, Deontay Wilder is still the WBC heavyweight champion. And if you don't give him credit for this fight, then I don't know why you wouldn't. Both Cubans out tonight, says Eugene. Great fight. You were right in the end, Ingram. Brilliant. Someone put Bo on suicide watch. Great fight. Ortiz just never had the youth and stamina to maintain consistency. I said this. Great fight. Worth staying up for and some. My tactics would have been exactly the same. Lose the first couple of rounds, Ortiz would get tired. These Cubans are all hype, Ingram. When it's crunch time, they bottle it. Hype. He was winning that until that round. Well, he may have been winning. Like I said, Luis Ortiz could have been winning this fight, and then the right hand will come out. And check this out. Wasn't Ortiz the better boxer? Wasn't it Ortiz who actually got caught on a counter off the Wilder, who isn't that good a boxer? You've got to start giving this guy some credit. This is Luis Ortiz, the fabulous boxer, the best fighter in the world, the bogeyman, the number one that everyone wanted. Everyone wanted Luis Ortiz to fight Deontay Wilder. And I told you, Deontay Wilder will knock out Luis Ortiz. It didn't happen early like I expected it to. Give Ortiz credit, and you know he is heavy-handed. But at the end of the day, you know who's holding that belt now. Wilder was awful. He got lucky. That wasn't strategy anymore than his opponent gassing. Listen, nobody told you he was going to win by sweet boxing. I told you the single one thing that Wilder has, which is world class, is that right hand. I don't care about anything else. I don't care if Wilder looks ugly. Is he winning the fight? Yes, that's all I care about. That's all I care about, because that's what Wilder is. Start to appreciate the man for what he can do and stop shooting the man down for what he can't do. All right? Let's appreciate the man for what he's got and what he is. Not everyone's going to be Muhammad Ali. Not everyone's going to be Lennox Lewis. Not everyone's going to be Mike Tyson. Not everyone's going to be Evander Holyfield. This is Deontay Wilder. Let's appreciate him for the knockout beast that he is. Listen, Mike Tyson was knocking guys out left, right, and center. But now he has knocked out probably the best fighter in his division, which was Luis Ortiz. Knocked him out. You know what I mean? So I don't care if he was ahead on the scorecard. It don't say on BoxRec he was ahead on the scorecard. It doesn't say that. It says Wilder KO Ortiz. That's what it says. I don't want to hear if he was ahead up on the scorecard. I don't want to hear that Ortiz was winning the fight with boxing ability. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear any of that crap. All I know is who's going to win this fight. Deontay Wilder. That's all I want to hear. I don't want to hear about he was winning the fight because we know that Ortiz is the better boxer. So we expected Ortiz to be winning the fight. That is not a question or something to be debated here. Ortiz is the better boxer. He's got the Cuban background and all the rest of it. But did it help him at the end of the day? No, sir. It got him knocked out. It got him knocked out. So, you know, it doesn't matter how many rounds he was winning. The bottom line is he's fought a tricky southpaw that nobody in the heavyweight division wanted to fight, and he's knocked him out. Yes, he came for some difficult moments. Yes, Ortiz put it on him. Yes, Wilder took some great shots from Ortiz. But give the man credit. He's won the damn fight by knockout. Out. No referee stopping the fight. No referee trying to pull Ortiz out the fight early. Stop the fight. That's that. Stop the hating and accept it. He has just knocked out Ortiz. He didn't need the referee to come in and stop the fight, a la Joshua versus what's the guy's name? Takam. Ortiz was he knocked out face forward? Knocked out. Nothing to argue about there. You might not like that Wilder style. Admit it. If you don't like his style, I appreciate that. If you don't like the fact that he's not a very good boxer, I appreciate that. But we're not here to watch classic boxing. If you want to watch classic boxing, go watch Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, go watch Andre Ward. Go watch Rigondeaux. You know what? But we've got a guy here who is a KO artist. You want to see knockouts? Go and see Deontay Wilder. If you don't want to see knockouts, don't watch Deontay Wilder. But let's just see it for what he is. He's a knockout puncher, and that's it. Very basic, but very effective. Wilder proved his chin tonight. Not sure how he got a better chin all of a sudden. But he's proved he's got a good chin. That's it. So, I mean, stop virtual signaling. That's what that means. All three judges had Wilder up by 1 point at the time of the stoppage. Unreal. Yeah, well, the best way to answer any critics is to knock a man out. Yes, that's bad. That Cogman belief can elevate a man's tolerance. Full respect to Wilder, you have to say he is the man, and he is the man, beating a legitimate, unbeaten fighter. I think that performance was far more impressive than Klitschko, simply because he was the number one man in the division that nobody wanted to fight. He'd never been beaten. He was the bogeyman in the division coming into the fight. A lot of people thought Ortiz was going to win the fight. That's why they wanted to see the fight. A lot of people thought Wilder was going to get flattened tonight, and they've been proven wrong. Ortiz got knocked out. No more excuses. Now, this is the best heavyweight in the world based on that performance tonight. Give me Wilder versus Ortiz every time over Joshua versus Klitschko, had been beaten and knocked out big times before. You know what I mean? So, but no, he wasn't ahead on the scorecard. Now, I don't agree with that. He definitely was not ahead on the scorecard. Ortiz was definitely ahead on the scorecard. But there was knockdowns, and the knockout ended the discussion about fight on going to points. He was knocked out, and you can't re-argue that. He was intelligent. He knew he was going to lose the early rounds. Credit where credit is due. Wilder fought well and had heart. Wilder was out on his feet. Well, that's it. A dangerous man. A man who's hurt is a dangerous man, and he's a very dangerous man. So we know he can take a shot. We know he can come back when he's behind on points against a talented boxer. How many guys in the heavyweight division have got better boxing ability than Luis Ortiz? Don't know. I don't know. You know, Ortiz didn't have the finishing instinct. Possibly at the highest level. AJ is better than Ortiz. Wilder only has one punch. Well, that's debatable now. Wilder has never needed a referee to step in and stop a fight. I'll attack and fight. I have to say that. So AJ has Parker in to worry about. Never mind Wilder. Imagine what Wilder would have done to White. Oh my God, coughing on standby. I can see Parker beating Joshua. Well, if Parker gets Joshua onto the back foot, and he wins this fight if he has Joshua's back against ropes. He doesn't win the fight in the center of the ring. Eddie Hearn will have to make that fight happen if AJ wins versus Parker. Sleeps or heavyweights available. Which win was more impressive, Wilder Ortiz or Joshua Klitschko? As I said, Ortiz, Wilder for a number of factors. He was the guy that everybody wanted Wilder to fight. Everyone expected Wilder to Wilder to get beat by Ortiz. He was the bogeyman. He was the unbeaten fighter. He was a puncher. He was unbeaten. He'd never been stopped, never been dropped. Blah 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 blah. So really and truly, this was a great performance from Deontay Wilder. When you look at it that way, absolutely. Fight was fixed anyway. The judges' scoreboard. I don't hear nothing about fight being fixed. What was the knockout fixed as well? Was it? Was the right hand that hit Ortiz on the chin and dropped him, was that fixed? Or the uppercut that finished the fight off? There was nothing fixed about that. There was nothing fixed about that right hand. But he's like 50, LOL. Well, okay, we can say that after the fact. He was 50 when he was hurting. He wasn't 50 when he was hurting Wilder, but he's 50 after the fight. So, you know, the excuses are going to come up. Yeah, he was hurt and he didn't go down like Joshua, indeed. Wilder versus Usyk, will it happen? Well, if Usyk decides to keep taking punches like he is at the moment, I would put Wilder as the heavy favourite for me. If Usyk's going to keep walking through punches like that, he's going to get nailed. So I don't want to see that. Ortiz would have won. I feel he just got caught. Yeah, well, that's the aim of boxing, is it? To hit and not get hit. And he's the Cuban boxer with all this Cuban style. He's still got nailed by right hand on a counter as well. So Biv will look great. We'll look forward to getting an interview with him. He stayed on his feet the whole fight, even in the 7th round. Wow. It's like fighting Alvarez. No KO, no win. Parker can beat Joshua and Wilder. Well, Parker's got a great chin. I wouldn't want to put Parker's chin against against Wilder. I think that'd be a great fight. But Wilder has shown you tonight heart, guts, a chin, and some counter-punching ability when he was hurt. Parker, trainer, beat Holyfield in Olympics. Ask you were right, Ingram. Didn't fancy Wilder tonight. We learned a lot about him. He definitely can take a punch. That was definite chin check. Ortiz beat Chance was first 6 rounds. Best chance was first 6 rounds. Yeah. LA Fashion Week says Parker fought bums. Okay. Darrell, this is the same bums that. So in that case, then Parker who fought Takam and Taka's a bum. Then Joshua's fought bums too. I agree. I have to say that. Darrell's corner was terrible. Never mind his corner. Darrell mentally is shot, as far as I said before. Very good fight. Hope JP will be the same. Answer me a question. How many people would have backed AJ to beat Ortiz tonight? Wilder may have won, but many flaws exposed tonight. I don't think flaws have been exposed. We all knew that coming into the fight. I think even Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles could have told you Wilder's boxing ability is terrible, but his punch power is perfect for me, and that's enough. So, you know, how much money Wilder got tonight? Bigger than Pacquiao Mayweather? I don't know about that bit. Just woke up at round 6. Have to rewatch the fight. Please do, Graham. Eddie Hearn should be on his way to USA with a fight contract AAP. Not going to happen. AJ has got big trouble with Wilder if he beats Parker. Interesting. I think AJ needs a couple more fights before he gets in the ring with Wilder, and his team knows it. I couldn't believe Darrell never won a world title. It's a shame, but you know, that goes again. I go back to the point I used Durrell as a perfect example. Just because you've got all the skills in the world, that does not make you a world champion. You still have to win to become world champion. So you know, just because you've got skills, it doesn't make you a world champion, or because you've got the skills, it's going to make you a undisputed champion. It's still, you've got to still put the hard work in, and you still got to produce the goods. You know, so it's very interesting. Wilder's right hand is like video game cheat note code. I've said it. I've said it. Let's just appreciate Wilder for what he's got, and make it no doubt whatsoever. If Wilder gets Joshua on the back foot and lands that right hand, Joshua is another one who's going to be going flat forward against Wilder. I'm telling you now. But only if Joshua wins the fight against Wilder is he's on the front foot using the double jab. He cannot win that fight off the back foot. I'm sorry. Cannot win the fight off the back foot. He's going to have to win it off the front foot. And he better, while he's coming forward, better be careful he doesn't get nailed with that big right hand. Wilder tonight showed he could take a shot against Ortiz. So I see Wilder knocking AJ out. Hits too hard. I fight and suddenly everybody making Wilder a world beater. I'm not sure. One fight and making Wilder a world beater. Wait a second. It's not one fight. Tonight was the fight. Do not. And I'm not having it. I'm not tolerating any of it tonight. Ortiz was the man. He was the bogey man. He was the man that was the number one in the contender. He was the one that everybody thought was going to beat Deontay Wilder. He's been starched. He's been beat tonight. He's been knocked out cold tonight. Don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear nobody knocking or Ortiz afterwards saying he won with a fight. This is a fight that turns a fight around. Now, it turns a fighter's career around. Joshua beat an old and washed up Klitschko, had been knocked out already and beaten by Tyson Fury and hadn't done nothing for 2 years. Yet that turned Joshua's career around to being a superstar. So now Wilder beats Ortiz, who was unbeaten, who was a southpaw, who was avoided, who'd never been knocked down, who'd never been knocked out or mentally traumatized or laid on the couch for 2 years. This was the creme de la creme of the heavyweight division. And Deontay Wilder took him apart. I don't want to hear no excuses. He took him apart. He didn't do it in the way that people expect him to do, to box and stuff. Wilder is not that. Wilder's a puncher, and that's what it is. So let's keep that where it is. Wilder got him 2.1 million, Ortiz 500,000. Wilder's talismanic energy on that right hand. He could kill a bull. The best part is now that we get Joshua Wilder. Well, that's if Joshua gets past Parker first. BLR, this wasn't a signature fight. Yes, it was one fight against a world level fighter. That is what everybody asked for, and he's done it. He deserves full credit. You cannot ignore the 39 bin men on the record before Ortiz. So let me tell you, are you going to tell me Joshua's got a fantastic record as well? Talk to me. Let's not be if we're going to have comments there, let's be fair and let's give people credit. Let's not be disrespectful, because I'm not having it tonight. He knocked him out. He was one punch away from being knocked out cold. Let me ask you a question. When you look at BoxRec tomorrow morning, is he going to say he was one punch away from getting knocked out cold? When you look at when Julius Jackson knocked out Harold Graham, he was one punch from being knocked out. It doesn't say that, does it? Some of the greatest fights in heavyweight or boxing history, guys have been one punch away from being knocked out and have knocked guys out. We didn't expect Wilder to win by boxing ability. We expected Wilder to win by knockout and by the right hand. That's what he did. He delivered. That's it. I don't want to hear about Wilder's technical boxing ability. It's not about that. Did he land the right hand? Did he knock Ortiz out? Yes. Job done. Move on. Next fight. That's it. Let's wait to see what Joshua happens with Parker. Don't want to get into the conversation of his technical ability. We knew it before the fight. So let's look at him for what he is and appreciate him for what he is. And that's what I'm going to do. Appreciate Deontay Wilder for what he is. Yes, he's limited, but all his limitations are because he's got a world-class right hand. You know, I don't hear people talking about Gennady Golovkin's limitations, that he doesn't move his head, that he gets hit with a whole load of punches, that he doesn't know how to box against movers, doesn't know how to cut the ring down against guys who actually are movers. I don't hear anybody talking about that, but I do hear people talking about Deontay Wilder's weaknesses and his flaws, or the fact that Joshua is big and strong, but he has stamina problems. Don't hear anybody talking about that, or the fact he got dropped by a 40-year-old. I don't hear anyone talking about that either. I hear people just slagging off Wilder, and I'm not having it no more. Give the man respect tonight. He did what he had to do. He was up on the scorecard, and he had to do what he had to do. Knock Ortiz out, and that was it. Wilder wasn't winning this fight by points. Come on. Yeah, he took him apart. Of course he took him apart. What did he do in the 10th round? What did he do in the 10th round? He countered him and then took him apart. He did what Ortiz was meant to do to him. So I think he took him apart at the end. AJ and Parker are in deep trouble. Still has flaws, but he has a. Let's see the things that Deontay Wilder has got: heart, chin, stamina, determination, self-belief, and a world-class, a legendary right hand. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. I'll take that. Ortiz was up by 2 rounds. Does it really matter? Does it really matter? At the end of the day, the history books won't say he was up by 2 or 3 rounds. Don't try and make it up as you go along now. Ortiz got knocked out. That's it. Plain and simple. Like all the rest of the other heavyweights that Wilder's fought. Well, Wilder took a beating, but at the end of the day, his power won. Expected. So, you know, I want to hear people give Wilder some credit. He didn't take him apart. In the 10th round, he took him apart. No way Wilder comes back if AJ was hitting Wilder with those shots. Wilder was out. AJ is better schooled. I'm just keeping it real. Ortiz gassed out. Right. And Joshua doesn't have stamina problems. Okay. Joshua didn't get dropped by Klitschko. Joshua wasn't gassing against Ortiz. Okay. I think you're seeing it through one eye. Earned my respect. Says champion skills. Ortiz also has some chin. There were some flush shots, some of them, and the uppercut that landed was when he was on his way down. Dude, you are so fair. I'm trying to keep the fight fair tonight. I just want to be fair. Ortiz fought a heck of a fight tonight. It wasn't enough. He had the skills. He was at boxing Wilder, agreed. But at the end of the day, did he have what it take to win the WBC title? No. He could have been up by 3 rounds. Well, if he was up by 3 rounds, or 4 rounds, or 5 rounds, why was he trying to knock Wilder out? Why didn't he just box with the Cuban style? It has failed again. It has failed for Guzman. It has failed for Rigondeaux. It has failed for, I think Pereira got beat tonight, and it's now failed for Mike Perez. It has failed for Orlando Solis, and now tonight it has failed again for Luis Ortiz. So we have to have a question about this Cuban style. Does it really work at the highest level for any long period of time? The one guy I'd like to see in turn pro was Felix Savon. I love that guy as an amateur. I'd love to see Savon as a pro. Thank you. DJ Slick was easily up. Of course he was. Wilder demonstrates a killer instinct when he has his opponent's bars. He earns it. That's what it is. Oh, by the way, and he's got world-class killer instinct as well. Give him the credit for that as well. Ortiz gassed at the end. That's true. But didn't I tell you before the fight, go back and listen to my pre-fight, that Ortiz has got stamina issues. I told you that. I told you in the Bright Jennings fight, he showed he had stamina issues. So I'm not sure where all this Ortiz gassed, but he was expected to gas because he tires, because he's got stamina issues. I said that. So no surprise there either. Go back and listen to my pre-fight. And if I'm talking crap, please let me know that. But I did say in my pre-fight build-up, Ortiz has got stamina issues. Does his stamina hold up for 12 rounds? It didn't. Tyson Fury didn't KO Klitschko. I don't want to talk about Tyson Fury. I'm sorry. Answer me this. Then, does he deserve 50%? Yes, he does. He actually beat a champion to become a champion. He beat a champion to be a champion. What did Joshua do to become a champion? And how did he get that second belt? Was that just that WBA? Wasn't it just thrown in there? Because Klitschko wasn't champion. Klitschko got beaten by Tyson Fury. So that WBA belt was thrown in there, correct? Right. So, and then Joshua beat Martin, who had fought for a vacant belt against whoever the guy was. So, really? Really? No, I'm not disrespecting Joshua. I'm just putting things in perspective. Deontay Wilder holds a WBC belt. He beat the guy who had the belt, Stavern, for the title. He was champion. You can track that back, and he's made this is his 8th successful defense of the heavyweight championship of the world. And he beat the best dude out there. Yes, he should have 50%. And why shouldn't he have 50%? Right? A boxer should make as much money as possible. We've seen, unfortunately, that some fighters don't get to make it to the top of the sport, and some people get robbed. I want every fighter to make as much money as possible. They put themselves on the table each and every time. Wilder should ask and demand for any amount of money. I don't think it's right for me or you or anybody else in the world to decide how much he deserves if it's not Wilder himself or his team. Sorry, so I don't get into percentages. Almost seemed like Wilder took some hits on purpose just to prove he has it. He is the best. Could be wrong, but it felt that way to me. Ortiz, though 38, I see he's older than that. Got to give dude mad props and respect. If you were younger, I don't know. Up on the scorecards, joke. Well, he wasn't up on the scorecards. We know that. People constantly bring up Joshua's gas tank. Wilder was up on the judges' scorecards. What you on about? He wasn't up on the scorecard, in my opinion. Okay, AJ, boxing fans. Wilder was up on the judges' scorecards. What you on about? As boxing fans, we have to give the man some credit. You, my boy, says Chris Ray. The father Bond was there, was great too, even when kissed him. You're watching the wrong fight. No, it's not that plain and simple. LOL, Suzuki. He is watching the same fight. Wilder took a beating in one round. Other than that, it was pretty even in most rounds. True, Ortiz gassed out, but that was because the pace had stepped up. Last I checked, Ortiz was fighting, not sparring. What do you expect? Of course, Ortiz should have made it a boring fight. Hit move like Tyson Fury did. Wait, he should have done. You should have been his trainer. Maybe he would have won the fight. They only have one eye. Of course they have. The one eye is quite biased. Open your both eyes and see. Just beat the best fighter in the world. Give the man credit. And if he knocks Joshua out, you're going to say Joshua he was a robot. He had no chin. He had no heart. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Listen, if you don't like Deontay Wilder, just be honest and say I don't like Deontay Wilder. But don't sit here and not giving the man credit. Please give the man credit. Give the man credit where he deserves. Just be honest. Question: is this the most of the fight felt similar to Stavern 1? If Wilder came out like Stavern 2, would it have ended earlier? I don't know. He might have got ended earlier because Ortiz would have been earlier and fresh. Kovalev busted Mkhitaryan's face so bad the doctor stopped it. Okay. That's what heavyweights do. Knockout. And that's what Wilder done. Fair play. That's it. Same for Ortiz too. Makes me wonder. Ortiz had his chances but couldn't finish Wilder. Indeed. Fury would have had the power. So I'm not talking about Fury. I'm not talking about Fury in this channel. Until he gets himself back in the ring, I don't want to talk about Tyson Fury. Hit the like button, of course, people. Please hit the like button and please hit the subscribe button. If you want to hear fair analysis, I'm being fair. I want to give the man credit, and he deserves to be given credit. Ortiz effed up. He was winning. Could have cruised to a points victory. Could have, didn't. And he got counter-punched by the guy who can't box. It's time that Ortiz age killed Ortiz age, but he's a top 5 heavyweight. Do you think Joshua can beat him? Let me ask you a question. Do you think Ortiz or Joshua would have beaten Ortiz tonight on that performance? Hit the likes, people. Come on, says Chris Ray. Fair play from Wilder, but judges were terrible, just like AJ Takam stoppage. The judges didn't matter. Why people keep talking about the judges? Ortiz got knocked flat out. Credit to Wilder for the win. Let's hope he keeps up with this level of opponent. What level of opponent? The best heavyweight in the world. On paper, technically the best heavyweight in the world. You can't get any higher than Ortiz, can you? Unless you're saying now Joshua is a better fighter than Ortiz. Well, technically, I'm not so sure. He was losing on the official scorecards, though. And your point is, Ortiz got knocked out. Wilder, KO, Ortiz, round 10. Get it in your head. Go and look on BoxRec. And if you're not sure about it, go back and watch the replay. I'm sure it'll be on Showtime later. Check it out. Check out the replay. Knockout. Wilder, WBC champion. Still, 8 defenses. 40-0. I think it's 39 or 30, 38, 39 knockouts. It's a good record for me. Cuban style is the best. Wilder and Lomo just genetically gifted. Yeah, I was saying, if Wilder don't drop him, points win for Ortiz. But mostly Wilder would respect the beast and tire him out. The question was whether or not Wilder could take those hits, and he did. No, the question for me is whether Ortiz could take the hits, and he couldn't. And that's why he got knocked out. If AJ beats Parker, still 50%. Well, he's got 3 of the belts then. Well, one of the belts he won by because they just chucked it in like a lucky dip. They chucked the WBA belt in. No, I think that Wilder should agree to the best amount of money he can get for the fight because it's him who's taking the punches from Glasgow. That's the one. Man, now I wish Ortiz got a title shot when he was younger. Might have been different now. I said it. Boxing's about timing. It's absolutely about timing. Ortiz fought Deontay Wilder at the wrong time. He can thank the likes of Eddie Hearn for putting him in with Malik Scott and Dave Allen when he should have been preparing to fight Deontay Wilder. And then he came back and fought Daniel Marks, which was not preparation for the fight. Mental. Joshua sells out Wembley Stadium. Wilder couldn't sell out my back garden. You have such an anti-Joshua agenda, it's unreal. This is not anti-Joshua. This is, I have an agenda for all boxers. Don't talk garbage to me, man. Listen, my thing is, fighters should get as much as they can get. I don't care if it's Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, or the guy down the road. Boxers put their lives on the line. Go and look at the documentary I did with Carson Jones. It gave me a deeper insight into what boxers put their lives on the line. It's okay to sit at home and watch it on television and say, I think this guy deserves this amount of money and that guy deserves that amount of money. If you were taking the blows in the ring, you'd have a different perspective. Or if you were close to a fighter, you'd understand the pain that they go through to put the entertainment on for us. So they should get every single penny that they deserve. To me, and Wilder, as far as I'm concerned, the way I look at it, should make as much money as possible. So whether it's 50%, 60%, 70%, 80%, 90%, or 100%, it's none of my business as far as I'm concerned. Just make the fight with Joshua. Suppose Wilder was offered a 2-fight deal with I don't care. When, let's see now. First fight in UK cause mad 70-30 split for AJ. Second fight here, 70-30 Wilder. Yeah, well, if Wilder knocks AJ out in the first couple of rounds, then who's going to want to see the rematch? Think Ortiz beats Parker, while Lucas Brown, I just hope that Ortiz gets one more title shot. How do you guys think AJ would have fared against King Kong? That's the real question. Really, bro? You think Wilder knocks out Joshua? Think about it. Does Wilder even last taking those shots from AJ for 6 rounds? Also, Wilder can't stay back at distance from AJ like he did with Ortiz. Ortiz is a better boxer than AJ. You can't say that about Ortiz, dude. Took clean shots. Let's see. Why Ortiz he lost because he wanted to please stupid boxing fans? Isn't it the first time Ortiz has been down? No, it's the second or third time. That's what I was wondering myself. Thank you for the comment, BWTM. Chris, I agree, but that's a point. That's a point about the splits. There should be. It doesn't mean they shouldn't fight, though. AJ will be getting his just desserts very soon. Wilder's chin is world class. AJ's chin is glass. Oh, AJ is fucked, and that's even if he manages to beat Parker. LMR can't wait for AJ to get iced. Says W Riles. Good to see you in the room. By the way, guys, people are in the room. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We appreciate you. I'll like and subscribe. Thanks so much, Joe Smith. I'll give both credit, both fought tonight. Yeah, they both deserve credit tonight. Ortiz for stepping up and finally fighting the man that wants that could take him out. Give Ortiz credit. He showed that he's at the level. He's just not a level to beat Deontay Wilder, but he might be good enough to beat other heavyweights in the world. Ortiz will now retire without being world champion. Would Ortiz have beaten other Klitschko in his peak? I don't know why he fought that way. I thought he should have fought for the WBA title. Bad management. Should have fought the WBA title. Remember when Ortiz was WBA interim champion? I would love to see Ortiz fight Povetkin. That would have been a great fight. Wilder's resume better than Joshua, in my opinion. I agree too. I would like to see Ortiz fight. Let's go, champ. Shannon Briggs. I think Briggs is going to fight Tyson Fury, from what I understand. Did you hear the crowd booing? No, I didn't. No, the volume was down. I think Ortiz would ice AJ, by the way. I can't see Joshua beating Wilder now. No, I can't see. I didn't see them. I think when the crowd started booing, that's when Ortiz, I don't know. What was your scoring until KO? Ortiz was winning the fight until he got obviously dropped in at 10th and finished off. I know Ortiz is old and Joshua has used in the side, but Wilder has a chin, no doubt. I think AJ versus Wilder fight is a genuine 50-50 now. I don't. Personally, I think Wilder has got the edge. That left jab, right hand combination is, something special. I don't think he deserves a 50-50 split, but it's a 50-50 fight. I don't know. I don't think I'm not in a position. I personally wouldn't say what a fighter deserves and doesn't deserve. A fighter puts himself on the line time and time again. I can't say what a fighter deserves and what he doesn't deserve. I think every fight deserves it. Those were rabbit punches, bro. Come on. Oh dear. Okay. Wilder's the man tonight. Well done. Oh, plenty of fighters going expecting to lose some rounds as part of the game plan, though it's a risk. Agree, Yemi. Wilder's chin now makes him favourite against Joshua. Ortiz versus Briggs now. Just get Briggs to lay off the weed and train again. Oh, Wilder rabbit punch bomber. By the way, if you look at my pre-fight, again, I talked about, go look at my fight, Wilder under the influence. Wilder admitted he does punch around the back of the head. He said there's no secrets in the world of boxing. LDBC gonna be unbearable now. Oh dear. Wilder does not deserve 50-50 split. I don't listen. I'm not going to entertain anybody's conversation about who deserves what. I believe any fighter that gets in should get the maximum amount of money, and I'm not going to sit here and say and out of my mouth say what a man deserves. It's not my business how much what he deserves. It's not my business who should negotiate what. I'm not a manager. I'm not a promoter. I'm not Wilder's part of Wilder's team. And frankly, it's none of my business, and I'm not interested in what he negotiates. All I care about is Wilder and Joshua fighting. That's all I care about. I don't care about the rest of it. And that both fighters are well paid, well insured, can get the best possible sparring, get the best possible trainers, and both at the end of the fight can leave the ring healthy to be able to look after their families. That's what I care about. I'm not interested about negotiating. I'm not a manager. I'm not a promoter, and I don't give a damn about how much they make. All I care about is that they make more money than a damn promoter does, and don't get ripped off. I agree with BWTM. These men deserve all the money they can get. What they go through takes guts and a lot of other stuff. Right on, says Joe Smith by Miles Corbett. In my honest opinion, I think Wilder deserves the record from Rocky Marciano. I don't dislike AJ or anyone for that matter, but this guy's story, background, etc. I want him to get the record. I'd love him to get the record too. Hearns cash cow is going to get spot. Trust. It makes me feel bad, dude. Doesn't get more respect or money for that matter. Talking about Wilder, I agree there, Joe Smith. hey, what if Will Wilder, if AJ wins, fight this year, do you think? Nope, I don't think it'll happen. I think they'll find a way to get Joshua versus White too, especially if White beats, what's his name? If White beats Brown and Joshua beats Parker, I think we'll see White versus Parker too. White versus Joshua too. That's the plan, I think. I hope so, dude. Love this guy, says Joe Smith. I don't see why people are concerned about the purse splits. But Eddie Hearns wannabe, I just want to see the fight. I agree with you too, B. White. Wilder's won my respect 100% tonight. Great to hear that. It's great to hear people gain respect for Deontay Wilder. That's about it. I will say, please go in the description box and please join BWTM Sports Channel. Check that out. Please get into the Sports Channel, like the Sports Channel, and also become a member of the Sports Channel and add your views and your thoughts and your comments. We really appreciate you. Also, check out the videos we've got on the channel. We've got Kevin Barry and his thoughts about Joseph Parker, the trainer of Joseph Parker. We've got Bermain Stavern, who is backing Deontay Wilder to beat Ortiz. I think I'm going to call Bermain tonight and see if he wants to do an interview to talk about it. Also, we'll talk. We've got Dimitri Bivol, the uprising superstar. I understand he won tonight. The Bivol's on the channel. Exclusive interview with Bivol, talking to BWTM viewers. So check that out as well. People stop hating. Wilder deserves every single penny he makes from the Joshua fight. Agree, stand it count. And B. White. Exactly, show heard. You're not going to hear me talking. I'm not a promoter at all. Well, although I am interested in doing some promoting of one particular fight at the moment. So we'll have to talk about that later. Cyborg on soon for all the perverts out there. LOL. Bit of UFC, beautiful. Hey, I've got to get myself ready. I've got a coach to pick up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm out. You all take care. I've got a coach to get to London. See you later. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and leave your comments as always. This has been BWTM Sports, and I'm out.